지금 빌드가 이거 이병 본진 두 병력이 예상인가요? 빌드 건설가 완벽합니다. 아니 이건 예측 수준이 넘었는데요.
메카닉의 승리인가요?
네, 이거 진짜 메카닉이 되겠는데요. 고명지가 메카닉을 살렸어요. 막을 수가 없죠. 잡히는 수가 난리나요. 잡히면 피해를 본다는 거. 이번 경기 고명지가 거의 다 잡았다는 거예요. 빌드를 가장 먼저 막 찾아내면서 좋은 빌드 만들어내더니
그렇죠.
말을 못 읽겠습니다. 그 신 영역 이상이죠 이거.
그렇죠. 성준을 잡아내면서
기도를 많이 했는데 역시 기도는 잘 안 통하더라고요. 제가 스스로 극복하는 수밖에 없는 것 같아요.
이 자리까지 살려내버려 7년이 걸렸습니다. 14번의 고대 스탈란. 하지만 단 한 번도 포기하지 않았죠.
볼만해요.
타락현이 위쪽으로 보냈는데 우선 이 병을 잡아먹기 위한 움직임이죠. 여기서 시장을 받았지.
생각이
들어가는 상황이거든요. 안전 만드면 돼요.
하명 듣죠. 여왕 잡죠. 근데 이거 어쩔 수가 없는 게 그 누가 사실 의료선 세워서 올 거라고 생각하나요? 구문영석 그 이상을 넘었습니다.
그렇죠. 쐐기를 받고 있습니다. 13개 잡혔거든요. 빌드 메이커였거든요. 빌드를 만들어서 남을 들어서는 자신이 만든 빌드로 결승전 무대에서 자신의 손으로 우승을 차지합니다. 빌드 메이커 고병재.
Is this a remix of Terran music?
It sounds like it.
That guitar sound, that's Terran, right?
Yeah.
Oh, someone's singing. Maybe that's Kerrigan.
It's definitely not Kerrigan.
Wait, what is this? That's the lyrics from another song.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Someone Shazam this for me, please.
Yeah.
This is cool.
I don't know what's going on right now. All right, we got the best music here at the GSL for
Well,
sure.
that's by far.
By far.
By
You ever guys ever notice?
far.
We always have different songs each GSL. Go find another tournament that always is
Well.
mixing it up.
Okay,
Always.
I have two things to say about that.
Yeah.
Number one, copyright laws are different in Korea. So I feel bad everyone else is playing at a disadvantage, except the other Korean studios, which is thing number two I want to
Yeah.
say. They use the same music over and over and over and over. As much as I love the other studios out here, and they're great guys, and they make great shows, and great girls, and whoever, you know, our music is the best.
It
by
is the best.
1,000,000,000%.
That's
it's
right.
not even close.
So-
BK is a one-man army.
That's right, our music guy BK. I think he's BK TRAX on Twitter, right?
Yep.
Check him out.
TRAX. Because he's cool.
Because he's cool. And cool with a K, not with a C.
When the crowd goes wild, rip the roof up over here, take it to the stratosphere.
3,582 best of threes. Or I should say just matches.
Yeah. Some of those were best of sevens, buddy.
Yeah.
Some of them were best of fives, too. Quite a few, actually.
Are we past Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hour rule?
By far.
I think by far.
Splice TY.
So,
And, you know, it's a good, just to speak about that, because I read a lot of books on, like, this type of subject.
humble brag. Go on.
Well, no, I'm not being humble.
No, no.
I read a lot of
You're
books
not
about
being
this
humble.
type
I
of
love
subject.
that. Okay, go on. Go on. Yeah.
No, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
I educate myself about things I'm interested in. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the 10,000 hour rule is kind of like a it's a good introduction to learning about like improving through mass practice, but it's like kind of a dumbed down, not exactly correct interpretation of deliberate practice. Anyways, there's
Well, yeah, I mean,
really good books on what that actually means, and
Right.
what, like, basically he read some papers and got all this right, and he talked to the guy, but it's like not exact.
Is he going to write another book? I've read all of his
I don't-
books.
Yeah, I have two actually. He's a great author.
You read Tipping Point and
Yeah, What the Dog Saw.
What the Dog
Blade,
Saw. Oh my God, he saw the
David
proxy.
Goliath, all that.
10,000 hour rule. Kicking in right here for GuMiho. He sensed it.
Very important that he sees this. Now he can make 2 Reapers, which is super important. I wonder if there's any chance that he'll make a Marine instead of a second Reaper.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Thanks for coming down, man.
Yeah, no, he
You're
makes a
enjoying the
second
games.
Reaper. This is the beautiful thing about TY. He actually started making 2 Reapers defensively against Terran, like back when Proxy Reapers was super popular, because this is like a really, really good way to try to hold it. And he's actually proxying a starport, which is super cool.
Sometimes the best way to beat a proxy is with your own proxy. Oh my God. Never mind. He's not going to see it.
Well, I am liking where TY is at right now, that's for sure. Oh, he might find it still.
Oh God.
He's really looking.
Oh my God, are you serious?
This is crazy.
Wow. That's so crazy.
This is a keyboard-breaking game for
I know.
GuMiho. Oh my God, I can't believe he didn't find that. It's like the only little triangle of the map he has not
He's
scouted.
going to be so pissed if he loses this. More salt than the Red Sea, Artosis. Man.
Jeez.
And this is going to escalate very quickly. Very, very quickly. It is a Liberator being made out of the starport.
Yeah, and you know, there's anti-air is going to be a little bit late here from his opponent.
Uh-oh, hold on,
Actually,
hold on. Oh my.
because now the anti-air lock-on of Cyclones is different. It has that initial volley. It's definitely better than before, but does it still take 2 to kill a Liberator? I actually am not 100% sure. I think it does. But let's see this.
Oh my God, the Cyclone's hitting the barracks.
Ooh, this is a cute move.
Okay, trying to bounce the Cyclone. It's kind of an interest. Oh, there it is, GG.
Okay, very fast and
In case you're
furious right
confused,
there.
what we weren't catching on there was GuMiho getting rolled at his natural.
His Cyclone must have been on the way to the other base. But just in general, I like moves like that. Like back on the previous Cyclone patch, it would take 2 lock-ons, so you wouldn't even unsiege your Liberator, because the time that it took to shoot all its bullets, and then it has to do the 4 seconds or whatever, and then shoot them again, it was like hilarious. The Liberator would just deny mining for 100 years. But cool move there by TY. GuMiho getting very unlucky with this scout. The one tiny triangle that he did not scout is exactly where the starport was. Isn't that always the way?
It happens a lot more than you think it does, but I mean, that's why picking a good location to hide that is so important.
Yeah.
That wasn't willy-nilly thrown down just anywhere.
You know, I say isn't that always the way, but actually when I proxy something, they won't even scan for it. They'll drop a mule exactly where it is. And I'll be like, what? It's not even efficient. What are you doing?
Map number 2 is going to be on Ascension IR. Right now, TY up with a 1-0 lead. The winner of this best of 3 is going to be our first survivor in tonight's GSL Code S. And I did that way too soon. Their game's not even loaded up. I thought it was going to go a little bit faster. Sorry. Sorry. It would have been sick, though, if I had ended it right with GSL Code S, and it's like, wham! And then that's where it goes, 2000 GSL Code S.
Yeah.
And then the good GSL music starts up. Jesus, I had a lot of time before we were going to go there. Normally, I'm pretty
you
good
did.
at it, but not this time.
You just keep going, too.
Yeah, now it's only just now started loading up.
Look at the difference between these Terrans. TY drinks water, he's like, I need more water. GuMiho, he wipes the water off his hands, like, oh, I need less water. They're just opposites tasteless.
Daybreak. When the lights come out.
Storm Gaming, GuMiho.
to see if he is going to be doing any more cheesy strats here. Trying to be very sneaky with the double proxy. Not working out though.
Splice TY.
So gas first from GuMiho, TRAX first from TY.
That's got to be a frustrating loss, the way everything panned out there for GuMiho. His proxy scouted, TY's proxy not scouted.
Yeah.
That's certainly an infuriating way to lose.
When everything goes wrong for you and everything goes right for your opponent, that is, especially, and the thing is, it's not like he didn't try to scout it.
Yeah, exactly.
He had 4 Reapers looking for it, and the only area that he didn't look in is the area that it was at.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, the only way it could be if it was going to work.
It was, oddly enough, hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
And he miscalculated the locations he had to look for it, and there it was. But I think this game should probably be a little bit more of a standard TVT.
Yeah, it's certainly looking that way, at least. Stand on the tech a little bit more, so obviously he's going to get a bit more aggressive in this early game, but
yeah,
it doesn't mean he won't make a command center
right.
quickly.
It doesn't mean it's going to end very quickly. It can, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. Whereas a lot of times in proxy games, there's just a higher probability of things closing out very quickly. Although I do feel like overall TY is a more refined Terran player than GuMiho, and I'm not saying that GuMiho's not as good. I'm just saying that.
I'll say it. GuMiho's not as good as TY.
Okay, thank you. You're a brave man.
There you go. I have no problem.
But GuMiho's games seem a little bit more all over the place, where TY has sanded down his pushes and his tactics in such a clean fashion. Like every time he engages, it just makes sense and it looks right.
If they were both rocks and you threw them into a lake, TY's rock would skip across the lake, and GuMiho's would just go plop and, fall into the lake.
GuMiho's would just go exactly, and it wouldn't even really make that much of a plop.
I think it'd be a reasonable splash.
It depends on the size of the rock.
He's a pretty big rock, yeah.
He's a big rock. I was thinking like little small stones. Or he could do it the other way around, where TY's stone would skip like 8 times.
That's what I said.
GuMiho's would only skip like 3 times.
That's basically what I said.
Mine's better.
Okay.
We're going to wait and see if this tech here from GuMiho is going to do much of anything. It's up to TY. The burden for TY is really to try to hold on and not absorb too much damage. We have the Raven coming out now as well.
Cool.
Sort of a 1-1-1 opening for now. Although I guess he's going to expand with it, so it's not really like the
let that
old school 1-1-1.
Let that Raven build up a little bit of energy here.
Yeah.
Definitely some cool things can be done. Haven't seen like a ton of TVTs where the quick Raven was super successful recently. We'll see.
Want a piece of me, boy?
Well, Ravens. I'm trying to figure out when exactly the Raven harass became popularized, because it wasn't always like that.
Well,
but there's a point in time where it just became clear that the Raven, you can get it out early enough and it's going to get enough energy that you can pretty much always auto turret worker lines.
Well, since they removed the auto turret, a lot of people are using them for the scrambler. If a siege tank is sitting there defensively, you just are like, hey, stop, and then you kind of go for it. But auto turret's supposed to be making a comeback. When is that patch actually
I'm not sure.
out?
They really mix it up with the Raven now.
Up really soon. Well, it stopped getting used a lot. Like it became pretty worthless against Zerg. Like only really used in TVT. And that's you don't want too many units that look like that, to be honest.
So we have Cyclones coming out 2 at a time here for GuMiho. And there's a chance he may try to push out here. Since GuMiho didn't really do anything too aggressive, there's a small lead here for TY, and he may try to exploit that. So it's very important that GuMiho doesn't lose any units anywhere, because that's going to just lead to more momentum here for TY.
And
did you find it?
I just checked real quick. 29th is when they're going to update the patch.
Okay.
So we should have auto turret back at that point. So this will be fun though. Seeing the little scramble go on.
So it's going to be a bit of a passive game for the time being.
Waiting for possible
I actually
drops.
thought GuMiho was going to be a little bit aggressive early on, then he wasn't. Then I thought TY was going to be aggressive later on, and he wasn't. But I can't really blame him. This is a large map. They're very far apart.
Yeah, this is kind of the situation I think that GuMiho was maybe looking for as well. He's playing against a mech player and he's going bio, and that's where I feel like a lot of people are trying to make this Raven fit in, where if your opponent has siege tank base defense, if you can turn those off, your bio can do a lot of damage very quickly. So kind of interesting to see the two different types play against each other here. I definitely like the style that TY is going for, though. Like this new mech that we're seeing, it's kind of like a battle mech opener. Whenever you see mech early game in TBT right now.
It really defies the way that we originally understood mech as being a slow position holding set of units, where now it can be very much in your face. Especially when you combo it with cyclones like that. Stim is about to finish here for GuMiho. So we have two unit comps in very different directions. Now GuMiho's is more, I guess you could say, the middle ground. This is more traditional StarCraft 2 TVT, what it looks like. Whereas TY is a alternative, more modern version. And when I say modern, I don't mean better. I just mean this is a more recent way to play Terran.
It checks for third base there. Sees it is not in that location. Getting ready to move in now. Okay, let's see how well he does with this Raven. Going to be very important for him to nail it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh!
But was it too much, though? Did TY lose too much in that process?
He lost quite a bit, but he's got his siege tanks. They aren't going to be shut down here. They're going to get all those shots off.
Did GuMiho siege a little bit too late? The Marines actually not all in the right spot here. And now GuMiho probably going to lose this tank. Wow, this has just been a very bumpy ride on both sides.
Well, this is advantage TY by
absolutely.
far. Like, picking that off was a brilliant, awesome move from those Cyclones. Really seeing their anti-air a lot better.
And GuMiho, it was a little bit rough around the edges there when he tried to push in. Some of the Marines in the back, some of the Marines in the front, not all the siege tanks in the right spot. Yeah. GuMiho's going to try to find an opening over here. There are Hellions to spot. They will have to turn around.
Ooh, loses quite a few of them. Definitely TY's lost a lot of units, but keeping his siege tanks alive, this is the crux of his defense. And now the Raven's dead, it never casts a spell.
That's right.
He spent a lot of money to get that in the early game for this particular push, and doesn't get anything done with it, really.
I do like what GuMiho's going to do here, though. Unfortunately, the center tower finished moments ago. But
he can go around, though. There's a little room.
But can't the building at the very top spot it? Am I wrong?
Yeah, he will spot it just barely, but that's... Yeah, I guess.
I think that this, assuming that TY can react passive, I don't think this works. Yeah, see the barracks up there.
Mineral field.
No. Okay, yeah, he sees it. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is a moment that GuMiho is going to commit to. Already one siege tank and siege mode liberators right here, and there's enough Vikings he can start gunning down these medevacs. There's no way to pick up.
This is not working at all. Those Liberators just ravaging the siege tanks. The Marines doing nothing as well.
I have to say, surprisingly, I think 3 medevacs actually escaped there.
Little Marine drop here at what is going to be the 4th base.
Yep.
Not getting too much done there either. This is a tough one right now for GuMiho, man. Every attack he's done has really not done the damage it needs. He gets 9 SCVs there, and TY is still up by 7 workers.
Crazy, man. For now, it's actually really difficult to even try to imagine what the right way to play this game is for GuMiho. I guess try to play a defensive game, because certainly you're not going to be able to push with less supply into a meching player. I maybe rely on counterattacks. I guess that's another option. But I don't know. I mean, GuMiho is going to have to play so much better than TY at this point in time in the game, because the TY push is going to come very soon. He's at 161 supply. Upgrade's looking good. In fact, he's gearing up for a drop.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty scary. Dropping all those Hellbats on top of your bio army.
We don't even have any sensor towers here. So if GuMiho can't spot this in time, I think he's just straight up going to lose.
Well, you can't even play a defensive style here as a bio player.
Yeah.
You're the one that's supposed to be aggressive.
Exactly.
And the thing is, the way I'm looking at what he's doing right now, I don't like these 2 Vikings he's making. If you're going to go Vikings, you better go enough Vikings that you dominate the air.
Well, otherwise you're just always behind in the race.
Yeah. Like, if you just have a medium amount of Vikings, like, the thing is, we used to see a lot of Bio versus Mech play. And, okay, there you go. He adds 2 starports now. I was going to say, like, if you go for air control as the Bio player, you must devastate him as soon as you go air control.
Right.
But right now, he's sitting on, like, 2 to 4 Vikings against 4 Vikings here, you know, and then there's going to be Cyclones and stuff, too. And it's just like, this is not necessarily the greatest usage of money right now. You don't want that middle group of Vikings that do 0.
Okay, TY is about to pounce. GuMiho needs to set up a very good defensive position. And there are a lot of different locations that TY can try to attack into. So the Liberator comes into the main here. This is to start to draw some of the army away. As this sets up, already GuMiho knows what's happening. The question is, can he execute properly enough to stop it?
Ooh, going around.
Oh, wow, and right as this command center finishes. Now there's going to be a counterattack here from GuMiho, but momentum is still on TY's side.
Yeah, he is so much closer to the base.
Wow, just dropping right on this infantry here. Now the problem is that TY is already dealing the damage, and GuMiho is just now starting his push. And I don't even see SCVs getting evacuated. I see siege tanks sieged up over here though for TY. Every location that's mining right now for GuMiho is under attack. A siege tank dropped in the main. He's going to try to elevator more units up here, but I don't know if he can get it out in time.
Yeah, the Hellbats coming up are going to help to clean this very well. The 2 tanks in siege mode as well.
That's
SCV's
it.
coming up.
This game's over.
Yeah.
TY, better execution. GG.
Wow.
We have our first survivor in Group E.
Well, you know what? That was really well done by TY. Like, I think picking off that Raven was just such a clutch moment. You know, the initial attack of GuMiho did 0. The follow-up drop did almost 0. And when you put those 2 together, man, TY with the quicker third base, with the quick double armory, you know, with the amount of mech that he already had there, not losing any siege tanks, what are you going to do with that bio? Not a whole lot.
GuMiho, a very discouraging series from him.
Yeah.
You know, in the fast, high-paced proxy game, outmoved,
Outscouted.
outlucked.
Yeah.
And then in the macro game, completely dominated from start to finish. TY looking very, very worthy of becoming a GSL Code S champion already.
Of course.
1위 16강 진출자입니다. 전태양 선수 만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
TY's made it to the round of 16.
네,
Congratulations.
정말
He says
축하드립니다.
thank you.
먼저 16강 진출 소감 어떠세요?
일단 제가
How do you
항상
feel about advancing to the round of 16?
8강까지는 잘 갔었기 때문에 오늘도 컨디션만 나쁘지
Well, I
않고
always make it to the round of
진출할 수
16
있을 거라 생각을
or
했고
round of 8 easily. So
다행히 게임을 하면서 나쁘지 않더라고요.
as long as my
컨디션이.
condition
그래서 오늘
is
쉽게
okay,
갈 것
I
같다는 생각이
can
많이
usually
들었어요.
make it.
네.
Whenever I come to, or when I came to the studio today, I was feeling pretty confident. So I thought today should be an easy day for me.
선수 결코 쉬운 선수는 아니었는데 2대0 승리거든요.
In the winner's match,
1세트는 전략의 승리, 또
GuMiho is
2세트는
obviously a very difficult opponent to take
멋진
on.
경기를 보여주셨는데 준비를 많이
The
하신 것
first
같았어요.
map, it seemed like you won with strategy.
사실
The
요즘
second,
너무 많이 져가지고 준비를
your mech
굉장히
Terran
많이
just crushed it.
했고,
네.
근데
Tell us about that.
준비를 많이 해서 그런지
Actually,
운이 좀
I
잘
prepared a lot for
따라줘서
this season.
전략 자체가 계속
I think just because I
이기고
prepped so
들어왔던 것
much.
같아요. 모든
Everything was working out for me in my
황강호
games.
선수랑 경기도 그렇고 계속 유리하게
Not just in the
이끌어갔던 것
winner's
같아요.
match, but
네,
I think also the match against Losira,
보여주신 그 메카닉 요즘 자주 하시나요?
the games developed as I wanted them to.
사실 저는 바이오닉을 선호하는데
네.
솔직히 좀 메카닉이 너무
Do you like
세요.
mech Terran? Do you prefer that?
너무 세가지고
Personally, I
어쩔 수
like
없이 좀,
Bio Terran.
대세를 따르는 그런 느낌으로
But
하고 있어요.
Mech Terran currently seems maybe a little bit stronger, so I'm going to try to follow that trend, and that's what I did today.
직전에 중계진이 이 전태양 선수가 최근 이런
Before we
밸런스에
had the
대해서
interview,
이야기 많이 하셨다고 또 하신 만큼 직접 들어보고
The Korean
싶네요.
casters were
요즘
talking
밸런스에
about
대해서 어떻게 생각하시나요?
conversations they've had with you.
솔직히 사람은 거짓말을 할 수
And you talk a
있지만
lot about balance, so what's your
통계는
current take on
거짓말을
the
할 수
game?
없다고 생각합니다. 모든 거는 통계로 다 나와 있기 때문에
네.
여러분들이 인터넷 좀만 찾아보셔도
I think people can lie,
어떤지 대충은 분위기를 알 수
but
있을
as
것
far as
같아요.
data goes,
어쨌든
data
구체적으로
can't lie.
얘기해주세요. 저태전은 어떠세요?
일단
If you just look at stats, that says everything.
힘들고요.
네.
So can you expand on that, TY?
그래도
How about the
내가
match of
정말
TBZ, for
열심히
instance?
하면 이길 수 있겠다는 생각은 드는 정도입니다.
아 정말
그죠?
열심히 하면
네.
이길 수 있겠다. 그럼 푸테전은요?
테란전은
I
토스전은
think if a Terran player plays at his very best, he could probably be
연습 안
Zerg.
네.
And then what about Protoss?
거래가 안 다녀옵니다.
against a Protoss player,
기도를 해서 내일
I don't need to practice.
빌드 좀
네.
I just go to a temple and pray instead.
절에 다녀옵니다.
아, 경기 전에 기도.
It's all going to come down to my belts.
연습으로
네.
부족합니다.
그렇군요.
TVP is not about prep.
이해가 쏙쏙 되네요. 확실히
prep
전태양
doesn't
선수
affect the games.
입장에서는 밸런스 조정이 시급하다.
I think he's
이렇게
being quite
생각을
sarcastic, by the way.
그런데 오늘 황강호 선수와의 경기 완벽했는데 또 그러시네요. 나중에 또 저그전 또 프로토스전 계속해서 기대를 해보겠습니다.
Your match against Losira seemed
오랜만에
really
봤어요. GSL
Thank you.
팬분들도 오랜만에
Just, I
뵙는데
didn't hear.
작년에는 쭉 GSL 시즌 1, 2, 3
So it's been a while since you took a break.
아쉬움이 크셨죠.
Last year,
네, 일단
You ended the round of 8.
8에서 진 것도 진 건데
all 3 seasons.
역수입을
What
좀
about
많이
this year?
당했어요.
네.
이게 두 판 이기고
Yeah, I know I
있다가
got
세판
round of 8
굉장히
several
그게
times.
후유증이 크더라고요.
I always got reverse sweeped as well.
좀 깔끔하게 오늘처럼
That
8강
definitely affected my mentality a
만에
lot.
가게 된다면 16강 8강에서도 이런 식으로 좀 쉽게 이기고 싶어요.
If I make it to the round of 16 and even further,
올해는
I'm hoping to show some great performance, just like I did today.
이번에는 쭉쭉 올라가시길 기대해 보겠습니다. 마지막으로 오랜만에 뵙는 만큼 새해 덕담
Hopefully you won't be reverse sweeped this season.
일단 너무
Before we close, anything else you want to say?
토요일 아침인데 너무 많이 와주셔서 감사하고요.
I know it's Saturdays.
뿐만 아니라 앞으로도 좀 좋은
Saturday
경기를
tournaments
많이
are hard,
보여드릴
but I'm
테니까
grateful that
많이
everybody's
지켜봐
able to come down to the studio.
사실
I know it's cold outside as well.
많이 했는데
I want you guys to know I practiced hard and I worked hard,
못 보여드린 게좀
so I hope you guys keep watching me and supporting me.
앞으로 경기가 있으면 그때
I prepared a lot of different strats and builds.
네, 알겠습니다.
I actually wish I had more chances and more games to show you guys everything else I had to offer. Keep your eye on me. Dude,
네, 이렇게
congratulations and thank you, TY. Dude,
yeah, right, TY.
this guy is like passing the pro gamer interview
Yeah,
perfectly.
he did a good job with that.
I give him the pro gamer job.
I wish I could have played more games to show you guys more of the stuff I prepared. What? You wish you had lost some games so that you could show more about how well you
He
prepared?
just wished-
Isn't that reverse?
Not
Where
for
it's
TY.
like, if you prepared your games well, then you won them, and so you showed us perfectly how
Maybe
you
he
prepared.
wanted more best of 3s, or he wanted them to be best of 5s or best of 7s.
It's a round of 32. This is
So
how
he
it
could
is.
show great games for his fans. Artosis. We're going to go to a commercial. When we come back, the losers match in today's GSL Code S.
Don't tell